Welcome back to Loveless's astrological review of Bobby I Love You Purr, Season 1. Let's talk about the success, or lack thereof, of the show. This season of Bobby I Love You Purr seemed to be a failure. Too much fighting. Bobby didn't spend a lot of one-on-one time with contestants, and the contestants themselves weren't very loyal. The house that represents Bobby's success in general is the 10th house. The South Node here shows trouble being successful if there aren't any other strong indications of otherwise, and there aren't. The trouble that Scorpio signifies relevant to Bobby is trouble in love, dishonest people, backstabbing, toxicity. Scorpio also brings that Mars energy we mentioned earlier, so that's also trouble due to violence. Now, what about the success of the show itself? Turning the chart, that would be the 2nd house. What's going on there? Jupiter retrograde in Aries is here, showing success and fame, but also things going badly. Aries, like Scorpio, brings again that negative Mars energy we mentioned. Neptune retrograde in Pisces is here too, along with the part of fortune. The part of fortune also describes potential success in life. This makes us think of drugs and alcohol playing a part in the success of the show. Could an abundance of alcohol play into violent, potentially viral moments for the show? We think so, and think that is what the 2nd house is saying here. And now for our final chapter, Island Boy. What is his role in this situation? How does he feel about Bobby? And anything else we see of interest? So, was the winner able to be told here? We think so. Island Boy is the moon in the 9th house, and the 9th house relates to traveling and faraway places, so it makes sense that Island Boy, who has a foreign accent and doesn't appear to be an American native, would be the winner. Scorpio also makes us think of a darker-skinned person. Remember we said the 2nd house represented the success of the show. Island Boy's planet, the moon, is trine this house, and we see this showing his win. A trine is an astrological aspect showing something happening. Island Boy as the moon in Scorpio isn't good. Scorpio once again brings that bad Mars energy, showing Island Boy to be very much displaying the negative qualities of Scorpio in this situation. Viciousness, talking bad about Bobby, ready to fight, and not acting in a way that is productive to a good relationship. It's not surprising he and Bobby didn't go very far. Here is some astrology theory that we hope isn't confusing. There isn't a strong relationship between the moon and Saturn in this chart, the planets which represent Island Boy and Bobby. In traditional astrology, the moon and Saturn are said to be natural enemies. In other words, Bobby and Island Boy would naturally be very incompatible. But did Island Boy actually have feelings for Bobby? Let's look at some significant shadow placements. Shadow placements are basically hidden placements of the planets and points in the chart. The moon's shadow placement at 26 degrees Aquarius says he did, but because the moon is moving away from Saturn here, the feelings are very much waning at the time the astrology chart was created. Bobby's planet Saturn has a significant shadow placement as well. It's at 9 degrees Scorpio. With the moon at 3 degrees Scorpio, this shows them coming together. But the energy in Scorpio here is bad. It wouldn't be for a good time, and mostly only sexual purposes. This makes us think that Bobby picked Island Boy for sexual motivations, mostly. We think he was attracted to his darker skin and the idea of being with him sexually, and that he appreciated Island Boy's competitive spirit. Well, that's the most notable things we can see for certain in this chart. We hope you've enjoyed this reading. Please like and subscribe. If there's a 2nd season for Bobby, we hope he makes wiser choices next time. We'll be watching.